there, Latin AP. AP Latin. Yeah. Letters are immediately sent to Caesar by Cicero. And with the promise of large rewards if the letters were delivered. And since all the roads had been occupied, all of those who had been sent, who had been promised these large rewards, are caught or intercepted. By night, let's see, as many as 120 siege towers are built with tremendous speed out of the timber which they had collected for fortification. Okay, so the Romans are building a bunch of things quick like. Okay. And the things that seemed necessary for the work were completed. Okay, so they finished everything, 120 extra towers for this enormous fort. The enemies on the following day, so I don't know how many days this is. I used to keep count with the students, and maybe we'll get to as well. But as I'm reading through these, I'm losing track of the days. I think this is like day 3 or 4. This might be day 5. But the enemy on the following day, much greater forces gathered up, attack the camp, and they fill in the trench. The Romans would dig a trench around their entire fortification, make you kind of run down and then run back up. And it's a good sized trench, by the way. It's not just like, oh, you know, a little thing that'll trip your feet up. It's a good sized trench. Like you would go down into it and then come back up it. They filled the trench according to the same strategy as they had on the previous day. It was resisted by our men. In other words, our men beat back the attack using the exact same strategy. Same thing happens on the rest of the days, on the other days. No part of the night is left out for work, not for people who are sick, not for the wounded. Nobody is granted any rest, or rest is not, or the opportunity of rest is not granted for the sick or for the wounded. Whatever things are necessary for the next day's attack are prepared at night. So they fight it off in the daytime, and then at night they prep. So they're like, oh, we have to rebuild all these things again. They burn many stakes at the end. They create a large number of wall pikes, or they organize a large outfit it with a large number of wall pikes, and it's literally what it sounds like, pikes stuck in a wall. The towers are covered with boards. The battlements and defense works, or parapets, are woven from wicker work. So they weave a bunch of things together that are basically like dart shields. And when I say dart, I don't mean those little ones that you can throw and hit your neighbor with. I'm talking like lawn darts, like things that are like pretty far apart. You know, a good my shoulder width and length, with a big old spike at the end. Yes, Cicero himself, because he was in the most weak health, not even he didn't even leave the nighttime for himself to rest, but because he was in such the worst health, that it ended up where he was forced to spare himself the work by the spontaneous appeal and entreaty of his soldiers. So they all finally, they're like, we're not working until you rest, boss. Like, he was in terrible health, and they kept on working, and he kept on working, and finally his men had to stop him from working so that he could rest, so that he could lead them with loyalty. Now notice, by the way, Caesar is trying to get Cicero on his side, so here's what Cicero's brother did. All right, I'm going to hit the button.